Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Dr. Rao here. So I was having a very lunch and then some relaxation. Then I thought I will chat with people and tell them what I have been up to lately, what I was doing. And I kind of encouraging people to understand what is this concept called wellness oasis and why that is needed. Probably the concept in every clinic, every hospital. Somebody who has practiced in the allopathic field for about 45 years now and had been in wellness advocate for the last 3 or 4 years with my company, Be a Pal, where I basically optimize the wellness of anybody, whether they are physically healthy or not, or they are protecting themselves for the future illnesses or nip it in the bud, what are the illnesses that they are breeding, and also living well enough so that they are keeping the illnesses away, or if they have a chronic illness, maybe they are making a nice comeback by understanding their illness, understanding what are the reasons, and then really working on them. See, that's kind of social work I'm doing, So in the morning, when we wake up around 7 o'clock, I start this wellness oasis on my several channels. I do it on WhatsApp group. I have my own friends and family that follow me, and they come there, and then we engage in nice discussion about what does wellness mean, how can you be well, not only just being well, but also lead a wellness-oriented life and live long enough and then joyful enough. So it's like a movement I started. How can you be proactively well? How can you do measures like choosing unprocessed food and maybe raising some fruits and vegetables, maybe cooking them at home by yourself or your own folks, and then eating moderately and understanding what you are eating and that kind of wellness measures, right? And also, are you getting enough exercise? Are you sleeping well enough? Are you resting well enough? Are you really trying to be calm in your mind instead of getting stressed and burnout, like most people are doing? There is no need for that. So you can really respond well if you understand these factors, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of creating a movement for proactive wellness, creating places like a oasis where people can come and understand modern medicine good points and modern medicine bad points, and also reach out to the wisdom of the ancients too. So here I'm coming here now just to ask me anything if you want on this movement I'm trying to create. One person at a time. I don't have to have a big name or anything, just to relate to people in a way that is, you know, useful. Okay? Be helpful. That's what the sages said. Be helpful to somebody or something or some movement. But my life rolled into it nicely. I did not work anything else except a physician and a healer and all that. But I do teach yoga. I do teach people to understand their mind and use it more like an asset rather than some, enemy, right? So a lot of people don't realize that they turn their mind into their own enemy, and then they have problems with that, right? So that is there. So here I am in front of my window. I can see that green lush tree in front of me. This is the best type of the year for May, because we have this river city. All the trees are green, and then the wind, with which they are going. Beautiful vision I have in front of me, and I'm sitting here and enjoying my classical music, and also enjoying my friends. I have a couple of friends here that I know, Cecilia, Peter, so I know them for a long time. Other people are also there. So welcome to Dr. Gigi, Lissy, Peter, Cecilia, Twin, and Marcus and Rose. Thanks for being here. But if you want to engage me, you can come up and ask me any question or anything that you want me educated on. So you can ask me the questions about our healthcare system, what's going on wrong with our healthcare system, the insurance companies, the pharmaceuticals, and the tremendous stress the healthcare providers are under, or what kind of stress and burnout they are going through, and what is happening to the elderly people and the people who are really not that much rich, this with this new government policies and all that. So many what we took it for granted are being really ridiculed and put to down. CDC, NHA, and NIH, and so many healthcare institutions that were nurtured for 70, 80 years are losing funding, or not getting the importance, or not really allowed to function the way they are supposed to, right? So the problem is going to be with the epidemics as they happen. There is no watchdog now, and also CDC is not going to collect a lot of data that is going to be useful for us to plan our activities as we see breaking of epidemics in way away. We may not be having the information now because the CDC is not provided the funding to do that. So like that, okay? Anything on the healthcare system, anything on the healthcare provisions, or anything on your insurance questions, or that, I will try to answer them as much as possible. But mostly, I'm not about a broken down healthcare system, rather being responsible for ourselves and coming in there and then educating ourselves and using that informed wisdom to live better, not to fall for victim to the chronic illnesses or any illnesses, right? There's so many ways you can have knowledge come to your aid. See, I'm telling you, the coming year or 3, 4 years, probably some things are going to be irreparably damaged, and then we will be able to not revive them back to the robust level that they had a couple of years ago. Okay? That's the reality. But then we are not here for the politics. We are here for helping anybody, right? So come up and ask me questions. Then only this talk is going to go on. Generally, the people who don't know me, I will give a brief introduction of mine and my company and my verticals, and then you'll understand what are the services you could ask us to provide for you if you want to. Okay, I am a physician brought up and educated in my medical school in India, in a town called Guntur, is in the state of Andhra Pradesh. It's a coastal city, but we are interior land. See, our town is very affluent town with a lot of cash crops, for the cotton and tobacco and all that, and also Mitch, the red chilies, very famous for that, and also gongora is one kind of leaf vegetable that is used to make pickles and all that, very famous for that, and also um, with the mangoes, they make what's called avocado, which is very, very famous pickle in India. Okay. So I was born and brought up and educated in medical school right there in the town because we have a huge, very famous medical institution there. And I worked very hard to get into that medical school. There was a lot of competition, like 45,000 people. There were only 150 seats, in that college, and I worked hard. I was a very good student at that time, so I was able to get in, and I finished my medical MBBS, they call it. And then there's a rotating internship. You have to do 12 months of compulsory rotating internship so that we are given the degree, right? And I took the degree in 1980. I think it's in the January or something. And then 6 months later, I got into cardiology. And that was like a senior housemanship, a 6 months thing. So I was oriented towards cardiology quite a bit, arrhythmias. And I was in the ICU most of the time, sitting and watching those monitors. I got into my head what is what, right, with the cardiology. We didn't have much because bypass surgery was not there, angiograms and all that. But then we had under telescope, me and my professor, we used to put cardiac pacers transcutaneously into the heart. Okay, so that was my experience there. Then I came here, and 81 end, I think I came here. So almost in 82, right? 81 November, I think. And then I got into uh, residency that was in chronic disease hospital in Illinois. Okay. That was a big hospital, 720 or so. Then my career took off, from there, So I became a chief resident the next year and almost like a big promotion. And I was able to understand the administration and running of a hospital due to the circumstances. And that experience really held good for me when I had my own practice and I was able to participate in the health policy administration and also promoting technology for the hospitals and all quality care and all that. Right? And then I went to New York to do internal medicine, and I did that internal medicine, and then I wanted to come back to Midwest. So I came back and joined internal medicine practice in Iowa, right? And then I wanted to do on my own, and I came out of that and found my own practice. And ever since I was in the practice by myself. Let's welcome our friend Alex Airford. Hi, Alex.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I am great.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you some questions about wellness.
Yeah, sure.
So, you know anything about I don't know how it's pronounced, but
Homeopathy. Homeopathy.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
anything about that?
I'm not a certified practitioner, but I dabble into everything just to understand, right? So one of my friends who is a gastroenterologist, he was into homeopathy and he ouched by it and he introduced me to it. In India also a lot of people practice this. Actually, it was born in Germany by Dr. Hahnemann, right? His thing
Okay.
was likeness nullifies the likeness, something like that. So it's a totally different concept. But then it is about energy, manipulating it, using medications on the on. So people use it, and I know the practitioners who use it, and it's very common in Germany, in India, so as a brand.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Okay, that's good.
Mm.
So where do you base?
What? I'm in Midwest. I'm in Clinton, Iowa.
Oh yeah, I think I was there last year. I had
Mm.
fun over there last year.
Mm.
All right. All right. Okay. I just wanted to know about that, and that's why I joined.
Yeah, you see, a lot more practitioners are there, a lot more colleges are there. Germany has a lot of information, and many people do practice that. But it's kind of a long term thing. You got to build up on your own immunity and your own energy. So it's more like a holistic medicine, too, in a way. So, but you have to go to the right practitioner and you have to participate for long term, and then you may have the results. It's not like a uh, magic bullet. It kind of builds on itself. You see, so consult somebody who is really certified in that and practicing it, and then the dermatological problems we consulted. Some of the patients were sent to them, and they did a good job on that. That much I know.
Wow. Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy I got to know about that because
Yeah.
I have a friend who told me a lot about it, and he said he got to fight cancer with homeopaths,
Yeah.
meds, and all of that. So,
Yeah. See,
um,
the essential principle is to help your system to fight whatever you are encountering disease wise, right? So they have different claims on different things. But in allopathy or even the ancient wisdom that I follow, there's plenty of experience, plenty of evidence, and then we can take things carefully. And then do that. But with the homeopathy, only few people know that. So,
mm, yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah, it's true.
but the cancer itself, what you go through the homeopathy, like a holistic approach to your health, how you eat, how you do, how you think, and everything is taken care of in homeopathy. They interview you and then give you according to what your psychological makeup, emotional makeup, social makeup, all that. Based on that, they give you something slowly and build the doses. you know
Hmm.
so I got to interview them and then give them all sorts of small details about yourself, your daily life, and all that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah. Now this is
So,
a holistic system some people follow. Yeah.
what's your major in
I'm
terms of
a
your major?
internal medicine doctor. So I do the modern medicine, but also I am a ancient wisdom person. So I practice yoga for myself and teach yoga, and also I do what is called Advaita Ved. It's a philosophy that we are all one, that kind of thing. I do examine intricacies of the mind and all that, but basically ancient wisdom and also modern internal medicine. That's what I do. So it's like a wellness for me is a body that is strong and supple and flexible, that is full of energy, physical body, and mental, you are focused and you are not anxious or you are not depressed or anything like that. Emotionally, you are stable and really in your outlook, you kind of accepting everybody, that kind of thing. So holistic wellness is physical, mental, psychological, and spiritual too. So when you are really in that holistic way healthy, and that is kind of very, very good. It is very important to have it, but then most of the time people may push on with some things going on. So I kind of do this proactive approach of better prevention, much more awareness of what is going on in the medical field, what are the things that can help us, what are the age old things that helped humanity for centuries. And some of the people do not understand. For example, I always advocate getting quiet in the morning and then getting quiet in the evening. Not to think anything, just to stay stable. Maybe you can use your breath to come to that silence or stillness and stay there instead of thinking all the time. That was practiced for centuries. You don't have to put like a meditation or mindfulness, none of it. Just sit down and focus on the breath and stay there for a while. That is very healthy in modern times, especially with this information age, right? Otherwise, people are constantly thinking, not realizing the value of getting quiet. you know, that's very difficult for a lot of people. But for me, I enjoy the quietude. I enjoy the serenity, the silence, the stillness of the mind because I went up and learned about it. What were they doing? Why were they so quiet? Why did they enjoy the silence? What was the secret of their longevity? How could they could live with so much of energy, and then how could they be so creative in their works? It could be literary works, or it could be singing, or sculpture, or any of them. Fabulous creativity was displayed by them because they were internally such stable people. Okay, so I wanted to find out. I went to study the mind as they understood, and they said mind is nothing but conglomeration of thoughts. But we give it like an identity. We kind of identify with that, and we think, oh, this is the way I think, and all. No, thoughts can be changed. Thoughts are thoughts. They always change. Okay. But if you hang on to them and cling to them like they are permanent, then there is a problem. Right? So I studied human being in the terms of ancient eyes. How did they approach that? And then what did they uh, do to keep their mind not neurotic, but more engaged with everything that's going on. And thereby, they had peace and quiet in their own mind. Um, just by reading, just by thinking, you are not going to get that uh, serenity, serene mind, right? So I'm very happy that I got into it. Now I can deal with a lot of meetings, but I will not have the brain fog. I will not have the neurosis, the thinking of things. I kind of leave as the things are happening so that in the evening I have a fresh mind again. If that sounds scary to you or weird, it's not. That is what we are supposed to be. We're supposed to get up and work in focus, and then after the work, just unwind and relax. That's the natural cycle we have. With the sun, we rise. With the sun, we rest, right? But then now we are not doing that. That may be a problem for sleep, for focus, for attention, right? So I study that quite a bit. So so homeopathy is not my branch, but I know about it because my friends, some of them practice. Some of my family members also use that medication only, nothing else. So it's quite popular in India with a lot of people. And then it's a Germany, Dr. Hahnemann. Okay, so you can just look up the Association of Homeopathy Practitioners in America, and you'll get a lot of information from there. And then you can select who is closer to you and go and interview them and find out what they can do with you. Okay, Alex? Okay. Thanks for coming up. And but this is about why the wellness, because in America, where I practiced, Lots of times we are reactive to illnesses, but the rest of the time we are not taking things into our hand. Of course, the movement of wellness has started. A lot of educated people are trying to do their best, and a lot of doctors and providers, they're trying to help you to be well, by following some things. But that's not enough. We have to do much more. Our whole health system itself should be wellness oriented, not neglecting wellness measures like they encourage processed food. They encourage inactivity as a culture, as a taken for granted that you got to take care of your diet, you got to take care of your movement, but not elevating the importance of having these things proactively. That is the movement I want to create as a physician, at least with the patients that I see, with the people I talk to. And so I've been writing books on that, and articles on that, and then videos on that, and all that. I don't publish everything, only a few things. So I was working on this entrepreneurs, for example, and we were dealing with 30 problems that entrepreneurs in America are encountering, and what are the solutions from the yesteryears, from the ancient people? How did they uncover that? And surprisingly, they have very beautiful answers. And I happened to spend like a 25 more than that in studying what is this ancient wisdom, what is this mind body practices, how is that they were using these systems rather than medications, and they were getting better. They used medication too appropriately, but then most of them are natural. But now we have so many chemical bases, so many things, and also we kind of allowed people to think there is a magic bullet for everything, there is a pill for everything, and then they can live vicariously, eat whatever they want, and not to move, have the creature comforts, and really allow their body to go in the reverse way of aging. Right? They age much faster, they die faster, and then last couple of decades they really spend very miserably because when they are working, they are not doing these wellness measures proactively. That's my point. People engage on some kind of thing that they want to do, and they engage in that work, suppose making money, making a livelihood or whatever, and they go after so much, and they produce stress and burnout for them, and then they lose the health. By the time they lose the health and the money that they earn, they have to uh, spend on getting better. That is a mistake. See, usually it is much more difficult to get your health back. So I am on the bandwagon that you could do very proactive measures for your own wellness, right? One of the chief things there is how do you manage your thoughts and emotions and your inner, you know, all that inner realm is really neglected or educated wrongly. That's why you don't have control on your appetite. You don't have control on your, number of meals that you have, and you don't have control of the data that you put in your mind. You don't know how to clear it every day. I kind of do it every moment as it happens. Okay, so it's much easier that So anybody else wants to come up and ask me anything, you can come up. So there are 18 people here. So Alex came up already. So we thought Peter maybe he's busy with his work. Roman is here. So nobody has any questions on wellness. You are all pretty well. That's good. Okay. Or you want to just to be shy about it, or you don't never think about wellness measures, or something that you wondered whether I could do this better, or may understand any chronic disease better. Can you live into 90s without arthritis, without heart problems, without lung problems, anything like that? First of all, a clean living is very good. no smoking, no alcohol, no drugs, and also following your own rhythms, body rhythms. That is very important. Circadian rhythms, we call them, right? So you get up with the sun, sleep with the sun, and then eat only when you are hungry, and don't sacrifice the sleep. Allow the sleep to happen. These are very commonsensical things, but people, for many reasons, develop habits that are not really conducive to this clean living. In yoga, that is the primary thing given. Okay, so you got to have ethical, moral standards. You got to be really moving your body, you're breathing properly, and then you kind of control your senses and mind also. Then with that quiet mind, not thinking too much, you enjoy life. But then everybody took only the physical exercise, the serious thing with yoga, which is a mistake, which is unfortunate because there's so much more than just a physical exercise. Yeah, you do the physical exercise to keep it ready. Just like a chariot is there, we keep our body of the chariot strong, and so that it could go long distance like that. But there are so many problems with that too, because we have a mind, we have a psyche, so we develop certain habits, and then we kind of go for that, right? So that's all coming to understanding and control. When you really understand, yoga is for the mind, and work on your mind and get it focused, get it to one thought, and then go beyond that one thought into the silence. But you think it's fashionable to think all the time, and you think you are smart when you think a lot, and make yourself neurotic that way. Okay, many are neurotic because they do the same thing again and again, even though you know the result is the same. It is futile, right? So do you allow that thinking go on cyclically? Even a small memory for something you do. So you live in your mind. You don't really live in the present, which is the life, right? So I encourage that. I live like that. I clean up my mind like that. And that's why I have a lot of energy to do stuff I want to do, right? So the wellness Vyasis, why I call Vyasis is, I don't find this kind of understanding or exposition of the how to enhance the human being uh, anywhere else. That's why I want to provide a oasis of inspiration and understanding and resources, so that people can come and learn, and which I've been doing for 3 4 years now. And many people come and listen. I don't know whether they understand or not. They don't engage. That's the problem. Few people engage, but many people don't engage. So even in an app like this, in Noom Vibe, people don't come and engage seriously. At least with me, I know that. So, but I come and I say my piece and then leave usually. Okay, so my routines are get up in the morning and do that wellness oasis and morning routine. And then I'm available for consultations. People do ask me for deeper exposition of yoga or deeper exposition of breathing and meditation. And they have a number of questions on the chronic illness, how they can understand it better, how they can continue allopathy medicine, but cut it down over the time as they understand the lifestyles that are causing these problems. So maybe contributing it to. Sometimes it will be genetic too. But then the more they understand their illness, the more easier for them to manage it, and also not allow the complication. Those are the consultations I get. And also I do a lot of webinars and videos and all that, about wellness oriented health systems, about proactive wellness, about wellness for entrepreneurs. I just wrote a book called Sacred Strategy, Sacred Strategy for Entrepreneurs, how they can handle the modern problems with ancient wisdom inside. They don't have to convert into any particular religion, or they don't have to worship anybody, none of it, but just understand the wisdom with which ancients lived. Not just one country, several countries, right? And then really looking at it, being intelligent about it, and then applying it into our own life. That is the idea. Okay. Now is the time for me to take many forest bathing walks. Right? We have a very big garden, like not even a small garden. It's like a huge, huge facility. They have like hundreds of picnic spots there, and it's right on the river, Mississippi. We have the widest part of the Mississippi in our town, right? So they built a huge park around it. So we go there as often as we can. We have so many paths that you could go according to how much time you want to go, how much distance you want to go. So I enjoy the beauty, the green grass, the green trees, and then color changes, and also the wind, the birds, and we have a lot of eagle. It's called Eagle Point Park. There a lot of eagles come, and you can watch them too if you want to. So it's about lovely this time of the year. By the river, we take long walks, and I love that, I am really connected with the nature on a daily basis. So it's not something away from me. It is part of me, So that's one of the key things about ancient people. They considered they are part of the nature, and the trees and everything are not separate from that. There's a lot of meaning in that. We do a lot of bird seeing, and then also we see a lot of beautiful multicolored birds coming into our backyard. And also there is next to us there is this cornfield that comes up too. And we are urban, but at the same time, a lot of agriculture goes on here. We love that greenery of our cities, river city, and once you are in touch with the nature, it you can see the beauty coming up in this time of the year. And then we see all the leaves going on, and then they turn red, and then they turn different colors. They go away, and then we see the winter, the beauty of the winter too. And now I'm used to the cold and everything. It's very easy for me to enjoy winter. Icy, snowy, and windy, and all that. So we do that too. Um, and I enjoy my sessions with my friends who ask me for different things, right? The sessions. And that is a really very inspiring to me, because to be there, to be helping them to achieve the clarity about things, and then how they're approaching life after that is beautiful to watch. Okay, people who had problems with their own confidence or no clarity about certain things, especially when important things happen, like death of a loved ones, or they have to make a decision on the elderly people, taking to the nursing home, or making decision about putting them in the hospice if it's a cancer, and really letting them go. All those things are very difficult for them. But my idea about death from the ancient wisdom helps a lot. Okay, to that. So any number of ways you look at life, ancient had really spent a lot of time inward. So if you want to do outer sciences, modern things are pretty good. But if you want to have inner sciences of your own understanding of the world, your own questions about what are the existential questions we have, your own understanding of how your own mind, your own intellect, your own emotions, your own ego, all these act, and how you get to understand and be top of them. How does your mind work? How does your senses work? How do you be free of them, and then landing up in your inner essence? That is the beauty of the ancients, is they always looked internally by turning their mind inner and found out what is the essence of human being. It's not your body, it's not your mind, it's not your intellect, it's not your persona, but is your presence. And once you are there, then a lot of these modern mental psychological problems will fall away, and you have a new clarity with which you can enjoy life much more. Okay, not being neurotic, not being emotional, but not being egotistic, but being human being, real essence, right, in the present. So obviously, you people don't have any questions and they just want me to talk continuously, which I'm not going to do. If you are coming up, that's fine. But if you are not coming up, there's no point. This is supposed to be ask me anything on wellness. Okay? So have a nice day, and I will see you when I have time. Okay. Bye bye.